today would be a good day to list some things online, and I really should do some laundry too. I'm trying to squooge this stuff into these two storages, so I don't have much left. Stuff listed online and get it going. But that takes up a lot of space. Retail. It needs to move. Oh, let's go. I don't know what you're waiting on. Combat woman veteran, I guess. So I was looking, I've suggested to a couple people to get that road truck van that is all custom inside like a mini RV. And man, the prices have just gone up. People are driving like freaks. This is not the place to do it. These roads are way too wet. And it's 35-mile-an-hour speed limits will get real. So rescue dudes trying to pass up the black driving at both lanes. 35 miles per hour, man. Wake up, smells coffee. Alright, so yeah, that road truck van, the new one is $100K. Can you imagine that? $100K. And now one thing that I haven't researched, so I could tell you about it, is what the insurance runs for one of those recreation vehicles. That would probably be pretty interesting. The darn thing's $100K. You can buy really nice houses in the South for $100K. I mean, really nice. I had bought my big Victorian, my 15-room, 5-story house. I paid like $25K on contract. Yeah, my house payments were like $250 a month. Find a hubcap for that. You know? Find the hubcaps off the Cadillac for that. When I bought that, the dirt was worth more than the house, or actually the two houses that were on it, because the lot was commercial residential zone, and it was near all the facilities, so your insurance is cheaper, you know, right near the fire department, police department, all that. And it was near schools, and it was on flat ground, and in the city, and everything was walkable. So I thought it with the intention of restoring it. Come on, clown face, let's go. And pull out with a boat right in front of me, and you can't figure out what you're doing. Jesus. Come on. Be real. So it's starting to rain a little harder over here, but we're going over to open water with the bridge. And my brakes were on. The retard. Sorry guys. Shallow at Crab Island today. You can about see the sand. It's rolling. It's always a little warmer in Destin than it is in the Fort Walton area. I'm going to go over to Fort Walton today to the storages to do some stuff around. Even though it's raining, got to keep it rolling because I want to be on time. One of them ends in a few days and another one ends in February, but I want to be on time. In fact, I got lots to do. Get these storages moved around and then I get more attention to things I need to do and I can get on the road. But anyway, so all the RVs and stuff got really cheap during the pandemic when they did shutdown. And then right about, shutdown was around March, April. This is January, so I guess around August, the prices just started screaming on all that independent stuff because people decided they'd rather travel around than sit locked at home and try to spend time enjoying the pandemic than to sit at home. There is one thing about boondocking. You're in your car or your van or your RV all by yourself, and with a can of Lysol, and you're doing great. It's the only problem is you're exposed to more of the outside, which is really scary because people come up to your car and try to talk to you, or you have to go into stores. They're really busy. My thing is, I don't like to be indoors for long. That's where I think it just resides, unless you have a way to clean your air systems every single day or 24 hours a day. It's living in the filtration and the ductwork. So, that virus will last 2 weeks on plastic alone. That's scary. But, then I saw this guy, he stayed in his van or SUV or something for 2 years and saved, and it worked while he was doing it. And he saved over $200,000 in 2 years. You just turn around and just buy a house. The problem is when you have a lot of cash like that, they question where it came from. They're real funny nowadays. If you're dealing with a bank, you're dealing with private parties, they'll write that stuff off for $1. They'll take the cash. Bridge and through here to Okaloosa gets real rough when it's storming. I've literally seen the waves come up over this road and crashing over this road. I don't know when it started raining, but I woke up. It was lightning. Woke me up. I thought it hit the car, and anyhow. And it went kabooey. It's funny, California, they whine and cry, and all it is like a dust of a rain. Oh my gosh, it's raining. And it's like, look, if you've ever been to the South, rain is like, you got to figure out how to make it from your door to the car 20 feet because it's going to look like you jumped in a swimming pool by the time you got to the car. That's what rain is. That stuff in California, hell, I had a convertible in California. I used to drive around in the rain with the top down. People are like, aren't you sucking? I'm like, no, not unless I'm sitting still. You know, my windshield. You don't get wet when you're moving. It's just if you're sitting, like at a stoplight or something, you get a little wet. But that's not even rain out there. That's like a joke. It's like mist. It's like you guys don't even know what you're talking about. And here in Florida, we have that tropical weather. It gets stronger the more south you go in Florida. You get past mid-Florida around the Tampa area towards Miami, near Cuba and that, it can get very radical. Let's see if I can make this on time. Gas is a little high. It's on average about $2.20 a gallon right now. Since the new president, it went up. I saw this thing where the Indians were mad because they were drilling on their land, and the new president gave orders for nobody to drill nothing. And they're fighting them. They're going to sue them because it's Indian land and they can do whatever they would like to do. So they're getting ready to go in a big battle on that one. And guess what? They'll win. Indians have a lot of rights. I've seen them do that with casinos and stuff. Didn't work out well for the cities and the states. So pretty much everything is open around here, and been open for a long time, but we wear masks and social distance. So we've done pretty good. It's just the tourists that don't. They don't respect it at all. And it doesn't make sense because they come from Corona lockdown states. So, I mean, you think just because you came to Florida, you're free? No, you should respect our place. Or go back home. Hotels are booking up. They're keeping those rates up too. They're not doing too much of a winter rate because they're taking advantage of the tourists coming. So on the average, most of the hotels are around $60 without tax. Which, I mean, it's cheap compared to California. If you could find a hotel for $150, a crack hotel in California, you're lucky. Now, if you go up into Bama, like Dothan and that, they're really cheap. It's about $40 a night right now. And there's work up there. They're paying $15 an hour at the Walmart there. They've been paying that for about a year, at least a year. I know two people that work out there that just couldn't believe they got that job for that kind of money. I couldn't believe it. La-di-da, here we go. There's some donuts, huh? I think donuts and pizza are really cheap and fair to make. Palm tree is so pretty. So pretty. Somebody said that Days Inn stopped doing their breakfast thing, that they hand you a lunch sack with the breakfast stuff in it. They're like, well, I'm mad because they don't want to do the breakfast thing anymore. I said, since when? Oh, well, they gave you a little little sack and it has all the stuff in it. I said, well, you're still getting it. So that's cool. This is a nasty hotel right here, the Holiday. Bugs. My daughter and I rented a room there. We lasted about an hour unloading. And I sat on top of the bed for a second, turned the TV on, and stuff was crawling over my body and hair and burning, and the smelled like ant spray. And I said, we can't sleep in here. And I went and complained to the desk, and I just told them, I said, look, just give me my money back. And then I went next door to a nicer hotel, and the girl at the front desk said they got lice and bugs so bad over there. And she says they're always trying to kill it with raid and it won't work. And I was like, oh God. Oh boy. Pick the card, get a card from Mom, go to the park. That's what they say in Massachusetts. So I watched this girl on YouTube who has like 30 ways of where you could stay boondocking, which was a bunch of lies. I think most of these people just do it for the promo. Take your Georgia butt and move. But, yeah, she was talking about staying in all kinds of weird places, like hotels. Just look on the internet, see if they have free parking, and then see if they have parking tags and all that stuff, and then just go in there and park and sleep. Man, I bet that's a serious trespass order, because you're on private property and they're in the business of renting rooms. You know, I just can't imagine doing that. But she had a whole list of stuff, and I'm like, wrong. You have to kind of move around, you know. The best option is if you get somebody that lets you just park in their property, you know. That's a really cool option. I mean, they used to do that years ago here, coming down to work from Memphis, and I was friends with all the taxi drivers and stuff, and we all boondogged because they worked 24 hours because they were doing airport service. That's where the money was at, from the tourists. And so they always watched out for me, you know, when because I always came down when the money was really good and you couldn't get a hotel for your life. So you had to boondock. But I mean, I didn't have to do it for many hours because I worked till almost daylight. And so once it becomes daytime, you can go to sleep on the beach. Not a big hairy deal. But anyway, and they have free showers. But my buddy that had Island Taxi, he owned it independently. He had a real nice van. He did real well. He was from Hawaii. And he, one trip that I came in, he said, hey, look. He said, I got the ultimate spot. And I said, really? And he says, yeah. He says, my buddy owns a house right under the Brooks Bridge, and I can park there anytime. I was like, really? And he said, yeah, come with me when you get out of work, you know, I'll see you over by the Tom Thumb. And I said, okay. And so I caught him and followed him and went over to this very nice place with a big front yard, which was under the Brooks Bridge, over by where my friend Juvie lived. And I know that place got to be gone now because they tore Juvie's down and put townhouses, condo things in there. And I'm sure that house had the same thing done because all that stuff's been changed through the years. But yeah, it was real quiet, real nice, right by the water. And we could pull in there at night and crash out and he would get calls through the night to do airport runs, and he'd come right back. He carried a gun all the time. I carried a gun then too, but it was really neat. You know, safe and not trespassing or anything like that. The Porth Cinema over here. I haven't seen it open in a while now. They were trying to do private viewings and stuff. It was kind of operating for a minute, but you know, the heat and air in that place has got to be horrendous. You know, for operations, so it's probably just ruined them. Because they can't have a lot of people in there. They do restrict, you know, the city is restricting some places not have too many people in it, but some places don't care. The restaurants don't give a damn. You go into Fridays or Chili's, any of that stuff, man, they're slam packed. Well, let me look at some stuff out of this funky place. The rain's real light right now, so I could get a little look. I'll talk to you guys later. Love to you.